Alright, Barklord video. I really don't have time for this, so it's going to have to be a quicker video. Really no choice. It's 7 minutes long. Hopefully I can get through it. I only listened to 1 minute of it, but so we'll start from the beginning again and get through this as quickly as possible. Yeah, let's get to it.
Look, asshole. That's right, I make videos. Alright, and I've had 4 videos deleted and with them. Or you can choose not to, faggot. You have your choice, you stupid motherfucker. Hate your fucking guts, and I hope you die really soon like you really want to.
Okay, well, that seems to include a lot of misinformation there, Gary, because I don't think Greatex wants to die. You're just putting those motivations out there.
Look, I asked you a direct question in the very video you're playing, and I wonder if you're going to answer it. I'd like to hear the answer. Greatex is playing a game with words. You're all playing games with words, all right? Now, you want to redefine the word genocide, one of the biggest, meanest, gnarliest words in our vocabulary. And now you want to impugn somebody with that word, because you know it won't be heard for what your attempt to say this is what it means, this new contextualized definition that doesn't include things like greed and bigotry. Right? There's no greed or bigotry in the anti-natalism position. If they're going to be doing any killing of anybody, it's only going to be because of a content of character issue. It's going to be because they are doing something, not because they have some sort of defect or genetic problem or 3 legs or some sort of other asshole consideration, okay? It's going to be a matter of memes fighting memes, ideas fighting ideas, not bigotries or just hate for the sake of hate, idiot, all right? And so it's really offensive when people play these games with words. Now, Greatex has played the game with intentions. He's said more than 4 times now, okay, that people who say, I'd rather not have been, and I'd like to get out of here. I'd like not to be. He's saying that's not what they intend. That's not what they want. That's not really their philosophy. And so I'm just turning that back on the fat slob who's invested nothing in his own health and gives no indication of somebody who passionately wants to live. Because he apparently has a lifestyle that is logically going to shorten your life. It will take your life from this and it will turn it into that. Okay? Simple little behavioral activities will do that. He seems to be invested, okay, in activities that will do this to his life. So one could argue by his idiotic philosophy that he must have a desire to have a short life. And that doesn't have to do with circumstance and predicaments and the complexities of life that he appears to want to die. No, we can't do that, right? We can't be honest. So he's the one who's cheating the truth, as you do, all right? I'm not going to make any more, I'm going to avoid any more ad hominem attacks, and I'm just going to say it straight. You're liars, okay? You're slanderers. That's your tactic on the internet. All right? Now prove me wrong, fucker.
Projecting them from your own mind onto him, evidently.
Right, as a retaliation to his fucking lying tactics.
Yeah. I don't think Greatex has ever said that he wants to die. I don't know why you would assume that.
I don't assume that. Okay, again, you can't see the obvious rhetorical point here. You don't listen to Greatex videos and yet you comment on them. You don't apparently listen to my videos and you comment on them. He's done it 4 fucking times. He keeps saying people who say they want to die don't want to die. He keeps offending their pain, offending their circumstance, and insulting them to their fucking core. You don't understand that?
You insult him using sort of, like, you call him a faggot? I don't know what that's all about.
It's an easy slur, and it flies out of the mouth. It just has a texture that you just, I'm sorry. Yeah, I smoke cigarettes too. And, recently I have farted. Okay, yes, these are bad habits, and I should get over them. So yeah, my apologies to anyone offended by the word, but it is a beautiful word. I mean, it just, bleh. I mean, it is. I mean, if you have to have a word that you could replace for barfing in somebody's face, does it?
Some hidden prejudice there. I don't know what. Maybe it was
Do you really believe that? Slanderer, impugner, liar. Oh, so again, it's just more suggestions. So you can suggest things, right? But as long as you avoid saying 3-letter words or 4-letter words, you have a clean character. Well, no, you don't have a clean character. It's clear what you wish to do here. Okay, now you wish to imply a bigotry, not one based on action. No, we'll just manipulate because the guy said a 3-letter word. Now we'll imply he's a bigot, even though there's absolutely no evidence of any action he would ever take against another human being that could be qualified as bigoted. Yeah, bravo, liar.
just the generic, you're gay, you're stupid kind of generic usage.
Oh, right. If somebody says you're gay or something is gay, people do that one all the time. You're going to call all those people fucking bigots because they say, oh my God, that's fucking gay. Right? There's lots of sloppy language in the world, and I've done my share of nagging people for it. Right? So let's not play this game, asshole.
The word these days, probably that's what it is. I don't think you're homophobic or anything like that.
Oh, yeah, so you can just keep playing the game. I don't think you're a fucktard.
Great Tex isn't homosexual. Why would you choose that word? It's just a particularly...
Right, so you're just going to go on and on and on playing this little fucking game, okay? You're not making an argument. You're just attempting to again, impugn character. Okay, not with something real, but just with a little fake connection. You can get there through the back door, through the little cheater's route, and that's the route you're going to take. Yeah, bravo, asshole.
Kind of vulgar word, So,
oh my God.
I guess you just like to throw insults at people.
No, I like to return them. When somebody shoves shit up my nose, I like to pull it out of my nose and shove it right the fuck up their ass.
And, considering the fact that your YouTube videos have been flagged lately, I don't know that you really have a right to complain since your philosophy is about killing people.
Sorry, my philosophy is about preventing people, okay? The practical reality is that any philosophy that wishes to accomplish some ethical good has to do it by imposing on imposers. You can't stop drunk driving without imposing on drunk drivers. You can't stop cruelty to animal without imposing on people who are insensitive to the sentience of animals. This is a fact of reality. Don't bother with it, you lying, slandering son of a bitch.
If you get a majority opinion of in your philosophy, so I don't know if you're going to take away the right of people to live.
No, I'm going to take away the right of people to impose, and that's the subject, okay? They only jeopardize their life by abusing and ignoring the law that says you can't be an imposer anymore. That's the fucking truth of this argument, and yet you play this game as if somebody's going to kill somebody for no good reason, okay, just because they want to kill. Well, fuck you. It's a lie. You're a fucking liar.
Why would you expect to have your freedom of speech protected? I don't understand.
Oh, you don't understand the difference between words and dying. Oh, okay. You don't understand the difference between words and a gun shooting somebody. Oh, okay. Then you're a retard.
How you can have both in your head without some kind of conflict. Maybe you just don't give a shit. Probably.
All right, you're just a fucking toad. You're the jackass with a background image of whatever, some sort of crap with Thunderfoot or something, right? With a turban bomb or whatever. You're.
Wait a minute. I think you were the one that made a video saying, why can't we just put a nuclear weapon in our, hide it in our...
That's not the point, so it doesn't really matter. The point is that the Great Text was bitching about somebody manipulating graphics when he plays that game. So there's no, I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy. All right, so that's what that is about, asshole. It's about distorting an image of Thunderfoot when it's to your advantage, and then griping about it when somebody does it to you. So that's fucking Great Tex's crime of hypocrisy.
Turban and take a bunch of you motherfuckers with us. Pretty sure you...
I mean, by the way, I'm all for it now. We've demonstrated there's no law on the internet, okay? So if you want to fuck with somebody's content, you apparently have the legal right to, because you can't sue under the DMCA for anything as a single citizen. If you're a corporation, you have rights. If you're a citizen, you have no rights under the law. So, yeah, do whatever the fuck you want.
Something about that. And I think you're the one with terrorist intentions.
I didn't make any comment against terrorism. I'm all for terrorism. I was all for the American Revolution, which included a ton of terrorism. I was all for the French Revolution, which included a ton of terrorism. Terrorism is a fact of conflict. I don't see any point of having war in some other context. If you're going to start killing people, I really just don't see the difference. Misery and suffering is misery and suffering, and the sooner you get over with, the better.
Suicidal intentions.
You're just a fucking asshole. Okay, look up the word genocide and find me one genocide that ever took place that didn't involve bigotry. Just one.
Well, if it didn't involve bigotry, that would mean it was including everyone, right? And we've never had a genocide where everyone was killed.
Yeah, well, the point is bigotries are irrational, asshole. So the premise would have been irrational, okay? Nazi Germany's fucking goddamn bigotries were all irrational bigotries, okay? They weren't rational fucking policy. They were irrational policy. It was irrational to make a distinction between European and Native American. It was irrational to make a distinction between Spaniard and Inca or Aztec. So this is the fucking point, you retard. You can't get the simple fucking point. No, you can't, quite obviously. It has to do with the origin, okay, of the classification that's being made. If the origin has legitimacy, and I would argue, does have legitimacy, okay, need is created by the existence of the need maker, which is the sentient organism, and if you wish to eradicate need, there's no other way to eradicate it but then to end the existence of sentient organisms, which are just a byproduct of a replicating molecule. There's no bigotry, there's no irrationality, all right, until you point one of those out. You really don't have a right to use a word like genocide that has so much cultural and historical hair growing on it. But go ahead and do it, because you're cheaters and liars. And that's the way cheaters and liars argue.
I don't think we've had a genocide just for the sake of killing a bunch of people. It's always for a specific purpose. Hatred towards some particular group, whether it be religious or ethnic or so-called racial. But you have pointed the finger at us as if I'm an antinatal, or as if I'm a natalist, or other people are natalists, and called it a religion. I would say that it's more like a philosophy, or it's not even really a philosophy, it's just a basic fact of life that people...
No, it's basically a fact of... Well, you can say it's a fact of life that human beings in the 21st century are still incredibly ignorant and still can't understand basic functions of logic, where you can't have some huge contradiction like my choice to impose. That's a fucking ludicrous premise for any kind of argumentation.
Tend to want to procreate. But you have labeled us a religion, and you want to kill us. So I think...
Okay, so you say that's being a fair cop again. That's how the people with integrity argue. They sit there and put their eyes up and they do funny little gestures and they say something completely silly like, you want to kill me. Oh, I'm afraid not, asshole.
That does fall under the category of genocide. Here's a website here. Under genocide as sociological concept.
Oh, this is boring.
Genocide scholars have tried to develop their own definitions of genocide.
Well, I'm going to jump a little. I'm going to jump a little.
In the generic sense, is the mass killing of substantial numbers of human beings when not in the course of military forces of an avowed enemy.
Oh, okay. So look at this word game. Play the word games.
The biological and social reproduction of group members.
So you get this, right? He's going to waste minutes of time defining a word like genocide, a word that we all know. We all have it associated with hard, solid events, and this is the game he's going to play. All right? So somehow we have to be able, now we're going to justify migrating this word. And then go ahead, play your game. But all this is a lie and a slander. So I will return the lie and the slander. No, I won't. Okay? I really won't. I'm just sick of this bullshit. Okay? But because, yeah, you can't even return their insults without them attempting to blame you as the creator of the first imposition. Here they are, the first imposers, the ones who say, I can play God. I will choose to play God and make human beings because I am so brilliant and so competent, I know exactly how to control the circumstance. And if somebody judges their first act, their first cause, imposition, they'll be judged the imposer because they're imposing on imposers. They just don't get it. All right? When you can't justify, when there's no imposition you're preventing, that's when your act can be judged as an imposition.
Sustained regardless of the surrender or lack of threat successfully carried out. To physically destroy...
He's just going to keep doing this, I guess.
I don't know that you have actualized it beyond inciting large numbers of people to think this way, that people of the philosophical, or as you put it, religious bent should be destroyed.
Look, there's no argument about destroying people for their ideas. There is an argument that they will get into conflict with other people based on their actions. That's right. If I live next to Adolf Hitler and he's throwing little babies into ovens, I'm going to stop him. I'm just going to do it because I'm not going to be able to just passively live next door to his insanity. I've made it quite clear, okay? I believe having babies irresponsibly without control features is unacceptable because you keep putting things at jeopardy. You keep imposing your will on something else's vulnerability. All right? That's why I'm here. That's why Jack Kevorkian was here. That's why all these other people who say, I'd rather not have been, are here. It's because some asshole said, I know what's best for you. Well, fuck you. I think you should be stopped.
If you should get a majority opinion. But see, in much of the civilized world, Gary, we protect the rights of minorities.
We don't protect the rights of fucking child molesters and rapists and drunk drivers and other people who endanger other things, who impose. We stop imposers. Explain again how it is not an imposition to gamble with something else's welfare. It is a fucking imposition.
True that the majority can have a sway on social policy and does generally have a larger influence on the laws, except for now the minority of moneyed people get to influence the laws over the majority.
Yeah, well, guess what? They wouldn't have any influence if any of you people weren't lying, scheming, buy-offable assholes, okay? If you weren't all a bunch of liars and sellouts, you wouldn't have to worry about the fucking money.
That's not the intent. Normally the intent of so-called democracy is that the majority generally has or should have.
Look, there's no argument about the majority's right to tell citizens they can't own nuclear weapons or bazookas or have M1 tanks in their garage. We have a ton of law that tells people they're not allowed to impose on others. The fact is, natalism is an imposition. And you can either have an excuse for your imposition, you can say this qualifies it, I can drive 500 miles an hour down the road because I have a mission to accomplish that justifies the risk I'm imposing. That's all it requires. You can get a permit to carry a gun as you walk down the street. You can get a right or a license to do that. Even though you're putting people at extra jeopardy, we can give you a license to do that because we can say, yes, you've qualified. You have some purpose or mission or some kind of standard of competence that allows you to carry that little risk monster on your fucking hip. I have made the argument in numerous videos that all I want is I want a statement from people explaining how they are godlike omnipotent, that they are somehow capable of taking care of this responsibility, that they have in fact bought adequate insurance to cover the game they're going to play in their yard that might leak over into their victim's yard, okay? And how they're going to take care of business, all right? How they're going to take care of that short straw being drawn. All right, and until they're willing to write up that little license petition, that little request for a license, I'm saying fuck you. Until I hear an argument beyond, I'm a selfish prick and I'll do whatever the fuck I want, that's just not fucking good enough.
Or your sway on what the social standards are and the laws of the country. But that doesn't mean that the majority has the right to wipe out minority opinion by suppressing free speech or
whatever. I don't know what that has to do with this subject.
Interaction or reproduction or
of other acts of imposition. Again, just slough off, put reproduction in the same category as words. Like somehow words can impose in any way that, like giving birth to somebody and imposing consciousness on them. Oh yeah, they're the same thing. No, I'm afraid they're not. Birthing somebody with a genetic fucking disorder where their brain is outside their fucking skull is hardly the same as saying, you are a shithead.
Such things, you know. So I definitely think you have genocidal intentions, Gary.
Well, fine. If that's going to be your way of using language, then again, why would you have any fault with anybody saying any most outrageous a lie about you? Because it's a lie and you goddamn know it. You're just using it because you have no integrity or character. You don't give a fuck about the truth or honest impressions. Yeah, so you're a liar. Very good. Bravo, fuckwit.
Definition. So put your crybaby in.
Oh yeah, great line. Yeah, keep on avoiding the direct questions right to your fucking cunt face. Go ahead, coward. You little coward. You can't take the argument, right? You can't. So go ahead and explain how Gray Tex's first 3 minutes had a real valid argument in it, and how I deliberately obfuscated that brilliant argument to get to the real argument, and explain how in some way I did anything to avoid his argument, that I did anything whatsoever. Just find one piece of evidence that I did anything whatsoever not to hear his argument and not to deal with it. Because that's what you clearly imply, asshole, in your commentation on his video. So go ahead and back that lie up. Go ahead and find some evidence to defend your lying about other people. All right? You're just a liar and a slanderer. You're a petty weasel who can't make a logical argument, so you have to cheat the argument. That's it. There's nothing else to say to you.
Quit your crybaby, baby.
Yeah. Quit your lying, baby. Okay? It's a coward's way of fighting. Quit fighting like a lying. Yeah, I can't even say like little girl, because even little girls aren't necessarily lying assholes like you. You're a liar. Liar, pants dirty with poopy liar fire. Fuck you. All right. Goodbye. I gotta get going.